back to the Boardcast.
Let's go. Welcome
If you think
back.
we missed an episode, we didn't. You just
Shut up,
imagining
man. You're not supposed to bring it up.
You just is illusion.
It was all you just forgot a week. Don't worry about it.
illusion.
I probably should apologize to the patrons. Patreons. It's definitely my fault. I fell asleep and kind of skipped one there. It was like right coming off the end of like the whole mouth situation, right? And I actually forgotten. I'd spent the days before that one leading in trying to go without painkillers, and I'd done pretty successful most of the day. And then
Which is a hectic feat
that's
as
what
well.
that's what we me and Kang we discussed, right? Like, hey, it's either Danny went for dinner, like the charity dinner you talk about, or Danny took some painkillers and then knocked out.
knocked out.
But the simple fact that you were trying to go through your day without painkillers is like, man.
I was trying, but then that day there, I actually forgot my painkillers, and I'd done like a pretty long day on the truck. So I got home. I done a night shift. I done an early shift the morning before. Then I did a night shift, and then worked until about lunchtime that day. And I was like, oh, it's lunchtime. It's plenty of time before I have to record the podcast that night. So I went home and I'd run out of the like medium painkillers because I'd been avoiding the like really hectic ones because I didn't like the effect, right? And so I got home and I was like, oh, I'll just take these. They're supposed to last 4 hours. That gives me plenty of time. It's about midday. I can get up at 6 o'clock-ish, and then we go back to, come record the podcast at 10 like we normally do. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
I straight over was on Facebook. I was like, oh, fuck, I messaged it. And like, I messaged you guys in the morning. Felt really bad. But I feel genuinely really upset by it because we 34 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Like I haven't really done it besides
That's
work.
over a year. Like that's over half a year now.
Yeah,
if
I
we
know.
hit the 52 mark, that congratulates us 1 year anniversary.
Well, now
That's
it
right.
doesn't though.
Now we're 53.
I fucked the entire system up.
Yeah.
You guys should have recorded just like a 10-minute podcast apologizing.
Just
For the Patreon members, it's the platinum tier.
Maybe
reward.
what we can do is we can do an extra one week after your exams,
Yeah.
and then we can catch back up again.
Well, I am thinking about if you keep an eye out for our YouTube channel, there will be video content coming soon. We have Foundations around the corner, the new Magic set. I'll be doing a box opening for that.
Nice.
The idea is that we can pad out some more content between podcast episodes for people that also want to get a little bit more broadcast
a
action.
fucking fly just flew into my coffee.
I
Like a whole big fly.
Oh my
I
goodness.
watched it happen in
crazy.
slow motion.
I'm really sad about this. I needed this, you motherfucker.
Wait, hold on.
So that's your rant one of the day. Danny starts
All right.
off.
So talking about like video content, so I'm gonna bring over the mount, right? So what you need guys to do is just need to get a webcam, like a really good webcam, and then we can just plug
My
into
phone.
the no, not your phone. Like why we don't use the phone is because we can record like gameplays as well.
Yeah.
And then you can just use the webcam and just record it with OBS through the computer.
So William's gone off and bought himself up like a rig, like an actual recording rig.
Yeah, but I don't even want to use it because I have another better rig. It's just simpler rig.
Are they expensive or what?
It's like $90.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. So it's a really nice, very secure structure.
It's a square frame where you can secure a camera vertically.
Yeah, so it's either use like a camera.
Does it fit like over the desk or table or something?
Yeah, over the
It's
desk.
quite large.
Yes, it is. So you can actually play like like if you do like a Sunday Highlander, right? So the final or the top table one, you can always feature that, and then just use the webcam to record the games.
I actually, since our Highlander like competitive event is monthly, having top table filmed and uploaded would be great content.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just
push
all,
them like the-
all you need to
push them for
do is
Wednesdays.
just get a webcam. A
The
good
pressure's on now when you get to table
So
one.
just get like a 4K one or whatever, and then
just a 4K one.
yeah, it's like $100 now.
Yeah.
And then you can record it through the computer, and then use OBS to record it,
Yeah.
and then that's it, done.
Well, if you can bring the frame in, I'll go get a
I'll supposed to bring it today, but I
and
forgot.
I'll get the webcam and the fourth mic. I'll get it done.
I already got the frame. It's just in my store now.
So yeah, if you're listening, you should check out our YouTube channel, get subscribed, and kind of just keep following because we want video content to be like a regular occurrence.
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
Yeah, that will be coming up soon. So you can record that, or you can record Commander games as well, because it can go really high up. So yeah,
You can
it's pretty
actually witness Danny's decks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
You can
interesting.
witness my very expert handling of them.
You can see William winning, Danny trying to contain it, and me not drawing lands.
And one more thing is yeah, with that, we'll go get it done. And yeah, pretty much it.
Love it.
It's cool because like my push for I mentioned at the Kang this last week, that my push for the rest of the year is to make sure that we're having an event run every Saturday and Sunday here at the club. I want to make sure that we're like fully booked out, or like from now on for the weekends, because every now and again we have, a bit of a casual Saturday, Sunday here. And I think it's important for us to, financially move forward and like keep the community going, is to have those events pushed up, and that'd be perfect, because things like when we do CDH and stuff like that, we can use the same thing for that. Like we can always record all of those finalized events. So I think it's cool, and like people like to see themselves in those things, and like it pushes the like players to come in and get involved and be around it, especially if they feel like it's there's a bit of accolade there that comes along.
Great,
with it.
because Magic is such a varied hobby, so people watching our YouTube content can be like getting more involved in different formats of play.
Not only Magic though, like even Flash and Blood, you can record the games too.
For sure.
Because it's a 1v1 thing, and then you can have like a featured table just placed right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
know
see
what I'm
you're
saying? Like
yeah.
it's permanently there. So every time there's like a table one, you just go there.
Yeah, the One Piece players do quite a lot of video content.
Yeah, they do. So you can.
Do you think there's more pressure on the player? Like, you're going to get filmed?
Yes, usually like when you get stream, there's some like stream pressure.
Back when Dragon Ball Super was played quite a bit, I played on the top table for Dragon Ball Super, and it was recorded. Except it's a pretty embarrassing moment, because both me and my opponent didn't understand how my deck worked, and I played the entire thing wrong.
Oh my God, no.
And it's recorded.
And then other people are going to come straight on
and then the comment section was immediately like, that's not how the card works. And it wasn't just my card, it was my leader.
So did you win?
I lost.
Oh, you lost. Okay.
I lost.
But at least you didn't win, and then you had to like backtrack.
Why there's no judge though?
It's Dragon Ball Super. It was still kind of early days.
All right. Well, if it's streamed, then you should be a judge, right?
Yeah, but it's now
I'm
in
sure
the
there's plenty of
archives
judges on
of the
there.
internet. It's gone, lost to the wind. You'll never find it.
Okay.
But you're speaking quite well again now, Danny. Like,
yeah, not too bad.
visibly
It's all
and like audibly.
the surgery, the stitches all gone now.
The last stitches fell out on Saturday night while I was at the charity dinner, which was nice. Just before the main course came out, they fell out in my mouth. I was like, felt something in my mouth slip, and then I put my hand in front as if I was going to be sick, and all the stitches from the front of my mouth.
What does
just fell into
sutures
my
taste
hand.
like? Or like, feel like?
It's kind of like fishing. They're pretty much fishing wire, because there's a false idea that they dissolve, but they don't actually dissolve in your mouth at all. They just, as your mouth moves around, the knots slowly unwind themselves, and then they fall out and they snap. So you quite often end up eating a lot of them.
So does it feel
That's
like,
not a big
when
deal.
you have hair in your mouth and it's just annoying?
No, it's thicker than that, so it's much more annoying. Like one of the nights, because they took down the entire top roof of my mouth and then had to stitch it back on. One of the stitches one night had loosened, and it was stabbing straight down into my tongue. Ooh. And I had to sit there with my mouth open, because anytime my mouth was closed, the stitch would just point down. So I was in there trying to like snip it or like pull it out, but I couldn't get far enough in there to get to it.
Yeah. So overall, mouth is fairly healed. How about the jaw?
Jaw's pretty bad. They reckon that could be 8 to 9 weeks.
Whoa. Did they tell you what it was? Did they
So you
finally
can't open
give
your
you
jaw?
notice?
Is that correct?
I can open it more now, but I still can't bite. So I can chew, but I can't bite a pice of food. So like everything has to be parceled out and pushed into the back of my
Gotcha.
throat.
Is it because you can't move your jaw forward?
Yeah.
So it's all nuggets from now on.
It's well, it's more.
Nuggies.
So they didn't dislocate it; they clamped it. But because the surgery took twice as long as they were expecting, it's probably too much clamping time. And because I'm older, it's like at 33, I'm considered geriatric for this surgery. So it's just too much pressure, too much time of it being clamped open for your jaw to effectively want to. So the healing time is a lot less, a lot longer. Sorry.
Gnarly.
How much did it cost you this whole surgery?
So far, it's 12.
Oh, you didn't hear
What
you didn't hear
the-
the last episode, William. We talked about the pricing.
Yeah.
That's
The
proof William
heck?
doesn't listen
Yeah,
to us.
that's so far. I've got to go back in 4 months.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
You gotta pay
It's
for
like
the second
they
one as
don't
well?
they don't like, is it like covered under insurance or something?
So it's a little bit of rehashing, but I'll tell you quickly. I thought I had major dental, but none of the major dental covers this. I checked it out, and then so I thought I was going to get some back on that, and I thought I had major surgery, except sometime in the past, Kelly had changed the major surgery to optical for my son so that he could get glasses, so I wasn't covered there either.
Oh, Neil.
Yeah, and it's because they're like majors. If you change it on your insurance,
You need like cool down, right?
Yeah, 12 months cool down for both of them. So,
Oh, gross.
so I can change it right now for the one in 4 months, but it's still not going to.
So more
Yeah.
or less, you can have solid foods now?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. When you realize you could start chewing again properly, like you have to have something you craved. What did you want?
It's funny because so I've lost 12 kilos so far.
Oh,
since
that's good,
surgery.
bro.
Absolutely, right? And
Winning.
Danny's getting ahead on the whole like getting swole from northern boards.
My goal is now to get a 6-pack for summer. That's my
Let's
goal.
go.
Hot boy summer.
Yeah, hot boy single summer, baby. Yeah, it's like I'm on track to do that. So it's funny to talk about the cravings because I didn't eat for such an extended period of time there, and then it went back into like I eased back into food with like up and goes and things that weren't very good. I actually don't have like any of those cravings anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So like like we struggle here, you and I, to stand around and not just eat candy.
Yeah.
I've seen you do it, so I know you do it as well.
Definitely.
You walk up to the shelf with the candy on it, and you go to grab it, and then you like rethink your life. And you like put it back down. You're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But sometimes you're like, we're a weak piece of shit, and we just take the candy and eat it. And it's just like you didn't eat it. You consume it in like 20 seconds, and what was the point of it? You know what I mean? So it's like, but most of that's gone. Most of the urge to like eat throughout the day is gone. So like I've been doing on the first day, I'll eat like a banana and like a yogurt at some point during the day, and then not eat till dinner. And then on the second day, I just won't eat anything all the way till dinner. And that means my calories are way down. I'm just going to try and push all the way through to summer and like really lean down a lot.
What do you reckon you're trying to get your calorie per day to?
Like less than 1,000 if I can.
Whoa.
Less than 1,000.
I think I'm roughly on like 14,000 and I'm still trying to cut it down 1,000.
14,000? What?
1,400. 14,000 is like,
14,000.
I am a steam train.
In my mind, the 14,000 made me rethink what I was talking about. I was like, wait, do I know what I'm talking about?
14,000, I'm a transformer, buddy.
It's just all
I'm
engine oil.
transcended. No, I'm trying. I think I'm roughly at like 1,400 and I'm trying to cut down to 1,000. And that is actually really hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you eat like one meal and that's already about 1,000.
Yeah, today I definitely went
What the
over.
heck? What do you eat 1,000 in a meal?
Rice.
Don't eat rice, bro.
What do you mean?
I cut,
What do you mean ethnically? I don't understand
bro.
what you're trying to say, bro.
I've cut like my rice to 0.
Yeah.
No sugar.
What do you eat?
I just eat meat, like chicken.
What do you mean no sugar? You just had M&Ms, bro.
Yeah, just sometimes.
What are you talking about?
Sometimes.
Sometimes it's just every time I see you.
As an Asian to another Asian, I'm almost
I feel
disappointed.
excluded, racist.
Right. I just eat like,
All right, up and go, boy.
well, if I eat like, like if you eat chicken wraps, right? I won't eat a wrap. I'll just eat a chicken.
Oh.
It's wasteful.
So you should stay on like a protein lean diet.
When I make it at home.
That's why I've been going to Hungry Jack's and then buying the chicken strips and just licking them, not actually eating them. So.
It's like what bulimic models
So
do.
yeah.
So
What
now
is it? The runway girls. There's stories of them like cotton balls in orange juice.
Oh, yeah. To
What?
make themselves like feel like they're full. Same with the ice. Yeah, like
That's gonna be so bad
You
for
put
you.
like sugar on top of ice and then just lick the sugar.
I'll just eat like a.
Just do how they used to do and just vomit all the time. Gotta stay in lean, girls. Come on.
I think we're a piece of media. We have to put on warning tags if we're going to talk about
A
this.
warning sign. I think it should be fairly known. Don't be fucking vomiting your food all the time, guys.
I think if you start taking like rice and noodles in your diet, like if you're still eating like full, if you can still eat rice,
Yeah.
but just eat like 1/3.
Oh, what was the Who
Yeah.
was the actress for Wizard of Oz? Come
Which
on.
one?
Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
Not
Grande.
the new one. The
Oh,
OG
no.
Wizard of Oz. I forgot her name. She's a famous actress. I'm just normally I would know, but I can't. She because she's from that early era of Hollywood with producers controlling everything in the actress's life. She was like under 18, and they were giving her like a packet of cigarettes a day
The
for, like
heck?
for appetite suppressant, so she wouldn't get like fat.
Oh,
They were just like all she did all day long was sing, practice, dance, and just smoke cigarettes.
Judy Garland.
Yeah, Judy Garland. She lived a hard life. If you check it out.
Like it's the same thing as like any of the kids movies we liked as kids where they had animals in it and they would like lassie or something. There'd be like 17 lassies because they would just like to get like a footage of the dog swimming in the river. They would just throw the dog in the river
no.
and then the dog would die. So they just have like a pack of dogs ready to go at all times.
Was it
some
as
of them
well?
went through fuckloads of dogs and you're like, oh.
And then the snow they used to use on set was asbestos,
Yeah,
right?
asbestos, yeah.
So you just have kids playing around in snow and it's just asbestos.
What a nightmare.
Good old Hollywood, am I right, guys? So
That's why the movies cost $34 million
crazy.
to make now is because they have to real new snow on one dog.
yeah, the unions and things exist now, right? So I don't know. The cravings for me is still the hardest part of any sort of diet.
Yes, and it's crazy.
no.
how-
To be honest, like I went through that. The only way to go through craving is still have it, but cut the quantity. So you still have it like
So you're just eating throughout.
You-
the
you're
day.
still
You're
eating.
eating numerous,
Yeah.
but less
no,
calories.
not just like that. It's like you still eat the things you want to eat, but you just eat less.
Cut the serving size down.
Like
yeah.
if you're eating McDonald's, like you eat a full meal, right? Just eat half the burger, half the chips.
Yeah, cut the large down to a small.
Oh
Yeah. Just like portion sizing.
Yeah,
is-
portion like make
helps.
it smaller. Like
That's
eat
how I
lesser.
first started when I was wanting to, because I was the classic guy who was like 3 meals a day, eating larges
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff. And then I just slowly had to cut down.
Yeah, you just
portion
cut
sizes.
slowly, and because it's all a momentum, right? You don't want to lose that momentum. Like you don't want to lose the what's it called?
Yeah, it's easy to fall off the horse.
Yeah, that's
quick.
correct. So it's like it's so easily tempted and like I want to eat that full meal. Like every week I still do a cheat day. Like that Saturday I'll just eat like full whatever what I want. But other than that, I'll just take like
What is your guilty pleasure meal?
anything, just whatever I eat.
Whatever
I'll
you-
have boba though, like full boba.
The bubble tea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll have boba on like Saturday. And then the rest of the day just protein shakes.
I actually talked about this recently. What would be your last meal?
Oh, I actually know this. Like my mom makes it, like ever since I was little, she makes this classic. I don't know what the English equivalent, what name it is.
Wait,
but
did we talk about this last week on the podcast?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We talked about, we had Tom on.
Yeah.
We talked about rappers for the last 30 minutes, which I'm sure like majority of our non-hip hop rap listening audience just tuned away.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
But also we've had a fairly string of guests on. Let us know in the comments, if you're enjoying the guests and a bit of variety.
Well, Matt shows me expression here that he'd be interested to come back and have a chat as well.
Yeah,
so.
perfect. Especially when we
And then
have,
we talk about Edgar Markov coming back, and then Edgar Markov came back.
yeah, William summoned it.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He manifested it. And we'll get into the topic of that because you're so far the best at predicting magic so far. But well, my mom makes this classic kind of home dish. It's very Chinese. It's tomato, like an egg.
Oh, I know
stir
that.
fry with some like beef.
I know that.
It's I don't know. It's like a what's the English equivalent? Would you call it stir fry?
Omelette.
No, it's not omelet. It's
like-
just like egg,
Yeah.
tomato,
It's like
and then beef in a kind of stew situation.
Yeah, I know what's that. Like, I know.
Your parents come over here every now and again, right?
Yeah.
What if do you reckon, how hard would it be
I can cook it.
No, to
Yeah.
get all three of us at each other's house for just a dinner where we get our parents to make the dinner?
That's got to be a nightmare because my parents would just be, "Who the fuck are you guys?"
Yeah.
Come on, that'd be cool though, right?
Very nightmare.
You just tell them you got two friends coming for dinner and you wanted them to cook your favorite meal, bro.
Sure, that would be.
We could swing it, right?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get Malaysian
know.
food, Chinese food,
I like
and Australian food.
Well, usually William's parents come to look after his children when he goes on holiday, so it'd just be you and me and William's parents.
But like you're like you got to be winning, right? Because your dad is an actual chef, right?
He is, but until the last few weeks, he's never cooked for me his entire life. So
There you go.
it was all mumsy.
Anyway, onto the primary content for this episode here. We're finally fulfilling one of our things that we said we would do. So on the list of things that we said we would do.
Yeah, this is our flashback episode where we
Flashback episode.
It's the first time in a while where all three of us have actually been here together.
Correct.
And we're gonna touch on some of the things that we said we'd definitely get to, and we're coming back to now.
Two do's still. We still need to get the shirts for the Patreons, which
Yes,
is
sir.
on the way. In
Yep.
the summer, maybe, probably, hopefully. We need to do the Warhammer Fantasy episode at some point.
Absolutely.
It's a role-playing episode. But what we are going to be touching on tonight is...
I finished my painting. I finished it.
I've thought a lot about it. All right.
It told about it. I finished it.
I'm really excited. I'm keen. I really want to get it going. I just need
William
5 minutes to
finished
sit
it.
down and do it.
Yeah. Have you built
Finished.
it? If you don't,
I'd already built it.
Gotcha. If you don't know what we mentioned a while back, a couple episodes back, I set out a challenge for each of us to do one miniature we have to paint. Williams painted his goblin. Danny needs to paint like a Zinch cultist
Correct.
warrior guy. I need to paint Commander Dante from the Blood Angels.
Yes.
So
You came up. It was your turn to come up with a game thing, right? And you wanted to do this, which was fantastic. But you said it at a time where you definitely didn't have time to do it. And I also didn't really have time to do it. But you said it at a time when you were going straight into exams.
I way overestimated my time capabilities. So
You need a time stone, baby.
if I had the ability to time travel, I would be so productive.
Well, just before we push into the
The episode.
episode, what we're doing now, I have some pretty fantastic news to share.
Okay.
The range hood at the restaurant went up today.
Let's go.
It's done. It was 5 months of us doing this thing that's been honestly a huge, incredible burden and stress on me.
Every couple of weeks, I'll have Danny just complain to me about like the range
So,
is not going
okay,
up.
so now the range is up. What's next?
Now, like it's what it means is I can get regular trades in to finish the regular stuff. It still doesn't mean we can open, but it means now the ball can continue to move forward. But everything has hinged around this one range hood. Like the range hood is this giant metal like hood essentially that pulls out all of the like where the extraction fans pull out all the gases and the burning oil and all that kind of stuff vapor that goes into the air. It's a really important like part of the build, but it has to go in directly in the center of the kitchen. It was 7 meters long. It was sitting on the floor, waiting for some like refurbishment to happen. And it just meant that we can't do painting, floor, walls, gyprocking, ceiling, lights. You can't do anything until this thing is in there. And it's really been a clincher. The company that has to do it and needs a special certification that comes with it as well, which is really important that it gets, that we can then provide to the council, who then gives us back a certification to cook food in there, right? It's this whole thing. And till this guy writes this ticket and gives us, we can't serve food, but it just was the whole thing, right? And it's been an incredible stress on me, and it's like such a weight lifted off my shoulders to know that it's gone in today. And for me, it's so exciting because it means from now on, it'll pop up in the podcast as well. It's a very short road from here to the rest Black Sheep being open, which will be a huge milestone in my life. And I can assure you it's definitely going to affect your lives in some either good or bad way, because it's going to be like such a big part of like my life. And Nem as well from Burger Boy, we're all in it together. And it's like I don't know, it's a very big thing, and I'm just super excited to be able to like move forward.
You can see the next stage. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're pushing on through now.
We can
progress.
Because we knew this was coming. I've delivered like all the new hot plate and the fryers and like all the equipment's going in. Like it's all this like kind of exciting stuff that where I was 7 to 8 months ago, I can get reinvigorated with that, and it's kind of like really pushed me forward. It's like, the last 7 months is me just working 16, 18 hours a day just to make sure there's enough money to pay rent at this other place, because it's obviously not bringing any money in. So now that there's a light to the end of that tunnel, I feel exceptionally more positive.
Yeah, let's go. It's a motivating factor, right?
Absolutely.
You can keep pushing through now. It's not just, I feel like nothing happening is worse than going backwards.
Oh, absolutely. And especially like something for me with the ADHD and like the drive that I've got. And I actually really appreciate the podcast for this, because it was giving me an outlet that I can feel like progress is being made, and we're doing something like proactive about creating something, which is why all I want is just make things. I want to make deliveries. I want to make like events. I want to fund all the boards. I want to like make the podcast. I wanted to make a fucking restaurant operate, and it was taken away out of my hands, and I'm just glad. It's like, and the podcast has been a big thing for that as well, as like pushing through. So I'm excited to like share the news on the podcast, and like as we start to make little like steps forward to actually opening that. It's gonna be pretty exciting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Positive light. I think going into 2025, it's a normal human thing. Whenever you get towards the end of the year, you just want like a positive trajectory for the next year.
Absolutely.
And do you see that in the Black Sheep?
Yeah, absolutely. Like we took the lease up in November last year. So right now,
1 year already.
Yeah, it's a year. I've been paying rent there for a year, $5,500 a month for a year. That's for me. That's like I could have put a home loan down.
Yeah.
So it's like these things are small.
No, 60 G's.
Yeah.
That would have paid for the teeth.
That is true. Yeah. I think it's you're involved in it, and honestly, at this point, Kang, you're as much involved in this as well. It's like small business is such a incredible decision that you make in your life, because it doesn't affect just you. It affects your family, like your direct family, like your kids, your partner, your parents. They all have to hear you're complaining. They all have to like be there around when you're stressed out and you're working overtime. Like at the moment, I'm doing night shifts and day shifts on the truck. So like last night I did delivery at between like 9 and 11 on the truck. Then I do a full day today of like moving all the fridges around, doing everything that. Then I go have my 1 week of dinner, one family dinner a week with my parents and my son and things. And then I come to the podcast, and then from here, I'm gonna go straight back out on the truck and do a delivery at 12 o'clock at night in the city. And then I'll go back, go home, sleep for 2-3 hours. And then I'm back on the truck to be in Malaga for like fucking 5:30, 6 o'clock. So it's like all of this saying yes to some of these crazy hours is because I have to make sure that everything keeps operating, right? And it'll be nice when there's some money coming back in from Black Sheep, and I can just pedal back down a little bit and like put some real focus into things like the shirts for the podcast and some of the events for like the Warhammer Fantasy events for the club, some of the things that I really want to do, but maybe don't necessarily bring in as much money straight away, like taking shifts on the trucks
Yeah.
does. You know what I mean? It's like there's priority on like what I have to do and what I want to do, and I'm really excited to go back to doing some of the things I want to do, which is positive for the business as well.
Talk to any small business owner, you realize that unless the business is doing like very well, there is no turning off. There is no moment that person's life isn't the business. Like every day, like they go home, they have to be doing more work. They're always thinking about their business. That every part of their life trajectory is trying to propel that business.
Yeah.
Right. And there's no separation between life and business anymore at that point, unless obviously the business is doing quite well. And it's not like an everyday 9-to-5 job where you do your work, you go home, you forget about the work.
Yes,
there's
exactly.
none of that.
Yeah.
So
any minute that I spend, I'm really thinking about what I should else be doing. You know what I mean? Like I've been trying to play WoW on a Monday with a few guys. I've been playing with Graham and Cal and Riley and like some of the guys. And I really want to like do that on every Monday, but it's like the reality is every minute that I'm sitting there playing WoW with my friends, I'm like, I fucking should be invoicing or paying bills or or like, you know, researching this, and like it's these little things at times like that really ekes in, and it does definitely take a big impact on your just general like stress levels and stuff, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, the point of this is it's positive. Things have gone in. Fridge has gone in today. Today, honestly, it's been really, really productive. You know, I've managed to get the fridge out of here. That I've done a new fridge for Burger Boy as well, and like all these things are like money and time, and I'm like glad. I also brought I had had a handle on my emails from coming out of the surgery because I was like drugged up for like basically a week and a half there, and I was still floating at like 200 to 300 emails, and I just couldn't get it down. And yesterday I managed to sit down and just hunker in, and I got down to like 2 or 3 emails that I have to action like in the next
Time to
couple
get
days.
AI to help you reply to emails.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, but yeah, really,
It's like this job takes $2,000. This job $4,000.
or the robot $0.
well, we've got a few people that we're like talking as well, like Sarissa, who's helping us at Burger Boy. I'm going to help her get me to do some admin stuff as well. And it's like just little positive steps forward. And again, it's like I probably could bring another person on in somewhere in this realm to help us with some of the stock ordering and stuff like that as well for like all 3 places. And but it's like those things take also time, and it's hard when you're locked up on so much of your own time doing other things to then do like the training and the expertise it does for that. And I think it's like that's why I really appreciate Kang here as well. It's like this is a retail place, and you know you could just have someone here like, you know, putting in the numbers for each piece of product and leaving, but that's not really what this is. Like it takes an incredible amount of product knowledge, and you know Kang knows everything about Magic and One Piece and 40K and Age of Sigmar. And it's like he's got this incredible amount of knowledge that is like makes him an expert at what he's doing. And I think sometimes that's I think other, you know, every now and again, people might forget that, you know, you have all this information for these games, which makes the experience of the customer better. And even I don't have that. I don't know how to answer questions for 40K anyway. So I'll have to go speak to like players who I know, or I think might have those answers for them. And I don't know, it creates a much more expertise kind of job situation than people might think it is as well, which I really appreciate for like you.
I think it's important to have strong knowledge going into a place like this, because while I have a lot of like I'm here a lot, it's really nice that people can come down, and when they ask about like, hey, I'm looking to paint this mini, for example, what do I need and how do I want to paint it? And I'm able to actually give them knowledge about the painting side of things. Or when they're playing as well, I'm happy to be like, you know, this is normally like how things go, or this is how you should play. I think I'm in a thankful position where, because I'm here so often as well, I talk to a lot of players. So I'm just constantly absorbing like knowledge.
Just slowly pushing out that exam stacking that you've been putting in.
When's the exam finishing?
I just did one today.
Oh, finished?
Yeah, today was the big one.
Oh,
today was
cool.
oh my God. It was 8 hours long.
8 hours
Yeah,
long?
yeah, yeah,
what the heck
yeah.
do you do that?
Yeah, I messaged Kane good luck at 10:30. Didn't realize he'd been in there since 9.
Yeah. It's effectively, it's a hacking unit. It's like a penetration testing style unit.
Oh, penetration.
So I was gonna say the exact same thing, William. So I'm glad we're all on the
Extra
same
funny
side.
because William's never the vulgar one.
I didn't say any vulgar
Yeah,
things.
I was there from I didn't use the full 8 hours, but I was there from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Okay.
Just going away on the machine.
We should
Did
be
you
proud of our young
success?
son
Like,
Kane.
Yeah, I think I actually did. I actually was quite happy with my results.
okay.
I went in very nervous, but I'm quite happy with the end results. But going into this episode, we're finally touching upon a few episodes back. We did our Duskmourn special, where I think we're going into a couple
Keep us
more.
on track.
Let's go.
Right? We're going to do this for every release for Magic the Gathering, because it's actually a bit of fun, right? We get to look through cards and talk about cards, which we enjoy doing.
I was kind of hoping you'd actually forget about this completely because I didn't win, so you know.
I know. Both me and Danny didn't do so well. We basically each of us picked out cards that we like enjoyed or we thought was going to do very well in Dustmorn. And now that it's been a fair few weeks, Dustmorn's been out. We're going to see how well we did.
Yeah.
Right. So I know I didn't do so well. I think I selected a bunch of cards that were like cool and fun, and I thought we were going to go up in price a bunch. And it turns out, Danny.
You didn't look. I think overall, you and me didn't do terribly.
Okay.
I think we got let down. I think we got let down by the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've spent a lot of time picking teams, training them, telling people to put them in decks. You know, like putting it out into the universe. And I think we got let down by the cards. So I don't want to blame you or me mainly. I don't want to take any responsibility for the failure, but.
And we can't blame Dustmorn because Dustmorn has been quite a successful set.
Absolutely. I'm actually surprised at some of the low numbers that came through because it has been such a popular set. But maybe because of the popularity and the people buying cards and the restocks, maybe that's what drives some of the prices down as the more regular, because we did the regular versions of those cards, right? Maybe as more of the fancy version of the cards circulate a bit, people can pick those up and the
circulation of cards, the supply's gone up.
Absolutely.
So how did I go?
So your total, you spent $69.80 on your cards.
Mm-hmm.
That was your costing. I think there was a few there like the Metamorphosis Fanatic.
Yeah, what were the 5 cards I
high.
chose? What were the 5 cards?
You had the Metamorphosis Fanatic, the Kato, which was a Planeswalker, Drag to the Roots, Doomsday
Excruciator?
The Excruciator, Leyline of Resonance, the Wandering Rescuer, and Enduring Innocence.
Perfect.
And I thought the Wandering Rescuer was going to do a lot better as well.
I also thought
started quite hot.
So Leyline of Resonance actually did quite well because it's banned in Magic the Gathering Arena.
Oh, really?
It got banned in Arena.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, because it's like an infinite combo or something?
No, I think it's something about like best. I don't know exactly why. I think it's like because of the best of one format. Or one of the formats. Like I think it's like a Brawl or Alchemy got banned in.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, Kang, you've taken incredible loss. So you're down to $50.15.
Lost money.
So your stacks are down. That's a 32.7% loss, my friend.
Yeah, 30% is.
Ouch.
So I went 1/3 down. 30% loss is not great in any sort of margins.
If you're a hedge fund manager, you would be.
I would be
Fired.
You'd be fired.
Yeah. If I was Wall Street, I would have jumped off the building.
Fine.
Yeah. Kang's experienced his own GFC right now.
Yeah. So what this tells me is that I shouldn't invest money.
I think you went for some fun cards, and I think you put your faith in some things you thought that were going to be cheap and really bounce your numbers
I think
up.
the drag through the roots was an uncommon, and I was hoping that like, hey, maybe you'll start seeing some play with Delirium.
Yeah, I
standard,
thought too.
And then maybe like because if a 30-cent card becomes $2, hell yeah, that is margin.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. So, so not so good overall. I'm surprised about the Wandering Rescuer because it's still quite a good card. I don't
It's
know
a high
why
cost,
that's sitting at
There's a
3.
fair few cards I went in.
High cost.
Yeah, there's a fair few cards I went in with the perspective of 7-point Highlander rather than say modern or standard, and a lot of the price trends are because of the actual like major Magic formats.
Yeah.
The Wandering Rescuer is actually quite played in 7-point Highlander. I think Drag Through the Roots is very played in 7-point Highlander as well. There's a fair few cards that are just not quite there.
Yeah. So I came in pretty strong on my one. I started with Valgavoth, which went from 22 to 25, so not so bad. Then Overlord of the Hauntwoods, again, $17.40 to 25. Feeling pretty good about that. Then I absolutely just shit the bed completely and just ducked down. Every other one of my cards went from between $5 and $7 to less than $1. So I started stronger and then absolutely had no idea what was going on anymore. So I spent $65.40 on my spendings and I ended up on $59. So
we both spent very similar amounts of money.
We did, yes.
You just lost less.
Well, I guess I would say I got lucky because the top 2, it looks like it knows what I'm doing, but then the next 6
What
shows
was the
that I don't know what I'm
percentage difference? It was like
doing. I am down 10.2%.
10.2%.
Oh, that's not
is
too
not
bad,
too bad.
yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't be fired, but I'd definitely be on watch. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't remember this guy.
You gotta now it's the dip. Now you gotta do better on the climb.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, well, that's it for the game. So, just want to.
Yeah. Anyway,
Whoa.
William has really proven himself why he does Eternal Magic.
Well, look. At the end of the day, William went up 5.3%, and that number is much smaller than our percentage movements.
Wait.
So with our percentages combined, big number equal better, right?
William went in pretty strong with the Meat Hooker Massacre, the Screaming Nemesis, Demonic Consul, Razorkin Needlehead, Giggling Skittersby. Let's get a speed. Who cares? And Charred Foyer. All up or down by a little bit, all right? Like the Meat Hook Massacre, you went from $24 to $9. So you lost a lot on there. But you had one gang-busting
card.
Abhorrent Oculus. And you went from $13 to $35.
Let's go.
So it's like it's all the meat is in the one pick.
Let's go. That one
Just
card.
like crypto, it's all lottery, baby.
when I pick a card, so I try to pick like not just one format, like multi formats. Like, is it workable in Commander, workable in Standard, workable in Legacy, workable in like Modern?
I think you mentioned you could see this card being played in Legacy, for
because
example.
it is similar. It sounds similar, looks similar to Murktide Region. Murktide Region was pretty cheap then as well.
So I guess we should explain the card real quick for our audio listeners. So Abhorrent Oculus is a 3-mana 5/5 flying. That says in order to play, because 3-mana 5/5 is a crazy rate, especially when it's flying. But in order to play this card, you have to exile 6 cards out of your graveyard. So effectively,
no. Collect evidence 6, right? So 6 CMC and above.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You have to collect a total of basically exile cards from your graveyard
Till you
where the
hit
mana
6.
value is equal to 6 or more, which effectively does put a clock on when you can play the card, unless you're on a format that can fill the graveyard fast. But not only is it a 5/5 flying, but also says on your upkeep, you make a
your opponent's upkeep.
Each opponent's upkeep, you effectively make a 2/2. So it just accumulates value over time on top of being a 3-mana 5/5 flying.
And fill your grave.
Yeah. So there's a lot of formats where you can fill your grave fast and you can get it out on curve. But even if you don't play it out fast, later on in the game, it's still just a big creature to play. There's some ridiculous like stuff where in Legacy you can just rush it out incredibly fast. But also what people don't seem to realize is the card is also a 3-mana card, so you can unearth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you force a wheel, right? Force a wheel is 5. Yeah. So imagine
CMC.
someone totsies you and then push your Murktide Region into your grave, and you just put Oculus out for one card.
There's the debate between this and Murktide Region, and I am strongly contending this to be stronger than Murktide Region.
Because you create a creature every turn.
It's inevitability because you are just slowly snowballing.
Yeah.
So it's such a good Magic card. When I was down at the casino on Saturday, I actually saw people playing it in their Pokemon.
Yeah. 21. And
I was like, what?
I can see William's head just like, what is he talking about here?
But deciding whether she should ignore my stupid comments.
I know that the card is making a lot of waves in a lot of formats, especially my 7-point highlighter, dear to my heart as well. It's being played quite a bit in 7-point highlighter. Our last monthly event, pretty much every blue player was playing Abhorrent Oculus in their deck as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're seeing that card being quite a staple for a while.
Time to bring in all the blue hate now.
Funnily enough, the card is slightly more balanced in Standard because you can't fill your graveyard as fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Correct.
The format
less
that it
power
was
moving
more or less, I feel like.
Because like in
designed for.
Legacy, you just force a will, you already got like a 5 CMC.
Yeah.
And you just need one more.
Speaking
CMC.
about blue mana as well, we just and Standard as well. We just had the World Championships for Magic the Gathering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. World Championships for Standard because going forward, generally speaking, Standard is always going to be the championship format. We had, I think it was
Mill. It was Demon Wheel.
Yeah,
right?
it was
Dimir.
Demon Wheel.
So Dimir won. So blue, black
Dimir,
won.
sorry.
Blue,
Yeah,
black,
it's a Demon
demons
Wheel.
won.
It's a demon deck, I think, with Jace to Mill.
Yeah, and it also ran Doomsday Excruciator.
Yeah, so it plays Doomsday, so your deck's only 6 cards left, and then just mill you to death.
Effectively
Smart. I like it.
Yeah.
It's like a strong mid-rangey style deck that has an inevitability win condition because it's running a lot of hand attack interaction, blue-black, known for that color scheme.
Yeah, and then there's one game where I think Dominguez is the winner, right?
Dominguez, yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I'm terrible with names, and I can't remember the exact full name of the winner.
What happened was, I think he played against this player. He was behind, but the player's gonna win if it goes to a certain number of turns. But because he had Jace out and he was milling him like a lot, like the person needs to kill him in like 3 turns, but he only had 2 turns left because he's gonna mill out.
And the championship was a lot of blue-black, green-black, and red-green.
Yeah, it's good.
That happened at our Highlander event on this weekend just gone. 2 players were left, and it was like the last round as well. It was going to determine who the winner was.
Oh, how many rounds did they play?
Played 4.
Nice.
But they played the last 2 players. It was Elspeth and
Luke, right?
Yeah, Luke. And they were both playing similar decks with a bit of a life game strategy in there. And we went to 45 minutes overtime.
Holy moly.
Yeah, then at 45 minutes, it has to then go to turns from there as well, like as per the rules.
Yeah.
So it's like it went obviously 45-minute round, then 45 minutes on top. So you're looking at like nearly an hour and a half there, plus the extra turns after. And it ended up obviously leading out to a draw because they couldn't finish each other. But I think at some point, Elspeth had got Luke down to like 7 or 8, and then he clawed himself back up to 30. And it was just
That's why you played at Screaming Nemesis.
yeah, they did just whatever. Like both of their decks were kind of letting him down, and they were managed to get stuff done, but not enough to like tip it over the edge.
There's always the tense moments when decks get down to the slog, and you guys just back and forward.
It's something really fun about like Magic events and any of the like card events that we have in the store is where like you have the camaraderie of like especially when there's a final, people get around and they're like hanging out and watching, and like it's this cool like community public event that happens where people get really excited to see what the end is. But it's like 45 minutes goes by and people are like done that, and now they're like, oh, they're kind of like milling around waiting for prizing, and then like another 45 minutes happens, so they're doing it again, and then it's like at some point people are like, and I had a delivery I had to do Sunday night as well, and it's like we're getting closer and closer to like close the shop time, and I'm like, we're gonna have to like we're in turns. I'm like, we gotta kind of figure this out.
You're cheering on the person that's winning. You're like, come on, just kill him.
The funniest bit is they end up, it's because they end up with a win each, and then the last round is a draw. So it's a 1-1 draw. So it goes to like basically the winner of the event goes to just percentage wins, and in the end they split it anyway. I was like, guys, we could have done this an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. Very sportsmanlike, but we fought for this.
It was exciting. I think they were both hoping to get to a
well
point
played
where,
for both of them. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. Actually,
Elspeth
really cool
is
event.
a long-term Magic player, and Luke's fairly new to competitive, but he's climbed the ladder very aggressively.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's proven himself quite well. I believe he plays a red-white
Artifact.
No, red-white-blue as well now. He's three-color now,
yeah.
equipment style strategy. And then Elspeth was playing, I believe, Sultai, green, black, blue.
Yeah,
So, and they're
Shadow Spear coming in hot in both situations.
very different strategies. But the fact they were able to drag the game on like that long is testament.
That's why you
to
play
his decks.
Screaming Nemesis. I did that to Luke the other day.
Yeah.
Like, I think he bolted my Screaming Nemesis. And what happened is if Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it will deals damage to any target you like. If a player was dealt damage that way, he can't gain life for the rest of the game.
The rest of the game, yeah.
It clutches away life.
Yeah,
for
so
the
if
rest
like
of the game.
someone played like a lightning bolt or what's it called, the flage on it, like then I'll just hit you for 3. You lose the 3 life you just gained, but you can't gain life anymore. So your Cadre Complete is dead, your Shadow Spear is dead, so everything is like just locked out. So you're playing on like fixed life.
Incremental life gain matters a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I do like that Highland is like really hot in the shop at the moment. Like, Wednesdays are kicking off. We're getting people here every Wednesday as well. The Sunday events are getting more and more, and we're seeing more people come through them once we do it every month. And I just think it's fun to see that through. I'm actually pretty keen to like start another deck. I'm just not sure what I want to do.
It's a real good variety of players too, because we
You
have
just need
the
the Oculent. Oculus.
Well, I've been playing
Oculus.
like blue red, like turn and burn for like 10 years because my Highlander deck has come out of what I used to play as my tiny leader deck, and I played that very competitively for a very long time. And I admittedly, like, I don't have the reps in me at the moment to be hyper competitive, but I have played the same deck for a long time, so I'm not terrible at it. But I'm pretty keen to try something different. And
Play mono red.
yeah,
It's so good now.
yeah.
very. We have a good variety of players because we have the players that are going to optimize and try to compete for the ladder, and we also have a few people taking their format, having more fun with the creative side of things. So I know I'm talking to like John, who's currently brewing Hydra Tribal.
Yeah.
Tom, who's just built a Flicker deck as well.
They actually played, Tom and John played each other, and they both had Hydra decks on the weekend, so they ended up Hydra against each other.
That's a lot of counters.
They had to prove to
that
each
is
other
what
who
it
the best
counts.
Hydra player was.
Yeah,
So
it's too much math for me, but
my
I get
goodness,
it.
It's crazy.
We're speaking about championship events as well. A while back, to our astute listeners, we talked about the One Piece championships, right? So One Piece has been out for effectively a year and a bit now.
No, it's almost 2 years now.
Almost 2 years.
2 years.
But
2 years.
we've had one World Championships.
No, 2 World Championship, but one actual like proper
Proper setup.
Yeah, proper setup.
So the World Championship card was given to this Malaysian kid, right?
Yeah, he won world champion. He's like a 19, 20-year-old kid.
19, 20-year-old, quite young. And a while back, we had all these crazy stories about how much people were offering him, right? There were stories of people offering him like $300,000 for the card and a bunch of stories. And then he never sold it until very recently. You have some news, William.
Yeah, he sold it for $3.5 million US.
3.5 US buccarinos, dude. Million.
That's even the Black Lotus,
Yeah.
Alpha,
Yeah.
Beckett 10 Black Label was sold 3 million.
Mm-hmm.
3
more
million.
than a Lotus.
Shit.
It's
It's
more
more
than
than-
Post
And
Malone
that's an
paying
antique,
for.
like a little antique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we joke about
And
Post
that's
Malone
BGS
spending.
10 Black Label.
Yeah.
Perfect. Black Lotus.
Great.
Yeah.
We joke about Post Malone spending like 2.3 for the One Ring, and then this just gets
Yeah, that's
just blows
crazy.
it out
I'd
the
love to
water.
know. We'll probably never find out, but I'd love to know who bought it. Like, who's the collector? Is it like some big, like, I don't
Some
know.
Audis like Oil Prince also plays One Piece.
Yeah.
Could be.
Especially, I guess, like, especially as anime has become far more wider reaching in the past, like 5 to 10 years. Like, I guess it's traditionally you would assume that it's going to be like someone from Southeast Asia that is picking that up. But now it's like, that reach could be significantly further.
It's crazy. 3.5 million is a lot of money.
Well, it changes. I know, even when we were talking about it before, and we mentioned it, I just assumed we were talking in Australian dollars. So the fact that that's in
US dollars.
US dollars is nuts. Like this, depending on like how affluent this child's like bringing up is, that could completely
just
change his life and his family.
Yeah, generational wealth of
crazy.
playing One Piece. And then, dude, the props to the guy as well, like for not selling under pressure.
Yeah, true.
I think he knows. Like, I think
Did he know though?
But
If
no,
you're at
it's-
19 years
it's
old, if
setting a
someone
Because-
precedent. So
No,
how
no,
can
because-
19
you
years
know?
old, someone offers you like even if let's say it was
he has been
300,000.
winning like championships, like local, like the national level of championship, and he was already like making big money on like the
Yeah.
championship
But if-
cards, like 30, 40 grand.
But it's gonna
so
be
he
hard,
knows,
right?
Yeah.
Let's say
true.
someone walks up and offers you 500,000 US, and then you're like, whoa.
No, because he had like offered already like $1 million then.
Someone offered him $1 million already.
Australian dollars $1 million.
That guy who offered him $1 million, like screwed it up for everyone else.
I totally hear what you're saying though, right? Like if I won an event and I've got a one-on-one card, I don't really know how much someone's going to spend on it. If someone offered me $1 million, it'd be hard to say no, right?
That's life-changing money already.
But I guess that person who's offering you $1 million and doesn't necessarily go away because it's still a one-of-one card. Like
You're right.
like what if this guy turns around and flips it from 3.5 to 4.5 next
Yeah.
year? So,
But it was graded 9.5, and it was a
Correct.
Luffy.
Yes, it's always Luffy. All Luffy's just gold, silver, and bronze.
Wow.
Yeah, the winner is gold.
It's tricky because normally when we talk about hyper collectibles worth a lot of money, it's cards with history, right? A lot of age behind them, and they're like hard to find. But we're having new cards, like brand new cards being made that are worth millions of dollars. We're talking about the One Ring. We're talking about this one-of-one championship Luffy.
it's funny how that stuff works because like you could buy like an entire T-Rex fucking like fossil for less than $3.5 million. And this thing's like hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
years old, millions of years old.
This
and
One
you've
Piece
got-
champion kid's gonna buy a fossil. And just Batman cave his home.
I have a T-Rex at home.
Yeah, he gets a T-Rex skull and attaches it to his Bugatti.
Oh, you ever wonder if, like, let's say Bandai or the manufacturers for these card games are like, holy shit,
yeah.
No. They want it to be that way. They want it to be that way. So that's why they give prize cards. They don't give cash.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So
Yeah,
giving
we've
cash
definitely
is-
touched on this before, but that's always my opinion as well. It's
Yeah.
Like they have like an incredible power in their hands to print 32 cents worth of paper and just turn it into $3.5 million. Like, do you
Infinite
think-
money glitch.
Do you think governments are angry? Like they print a $20 note, it cost them $25, and now and it's like
That's how they-
inflation, baby.
Yeah.
and that's how they make money from the game itself, right? So I've heard stories where to maintain the longevity of the game, they buy back the price.
Oh my God! What if it's all Bandai
Whoa.
buying it back?
So
it just lives in a vault now.
So what happened is like, if a game is like not moving forward or like can't move anywhere, right? So if you win like cards, certain stores, not Bandai himself, like certain stores will buy that cards from you and give you cash, like fixed prices. And
Because then
this-
you're basically setting a tone for what that's
Correct.
worth.
Yeah.
Correct.
It's insider trading.
Do you reckon that works with like Burger Boy? Like someone buys a cheeseburger from me and I'm like, I'll give you $17 for that.
I don't think it works for F&B.
This is isn't this how like Wall Street is like? Isn't there rules against this? You know,
Yeah, there is. You're just
but the card game market is the wild, wild west, right?
Do you know, so I love this strategy because Kang goes to a One Piece event. He wins a card. The shop offers him $300 for that card. And he's like, oh, sick, yeah, sells a card for $300. Then they put that card in a binder in the shop and they sell it. and they sell it for $300, and they're like, well, it was the guy that it was worth $300. It's like you both set the price to make sure that people are going to come back because in their head they're going to win $300, and then you can sell it in the store as a $300 card because you've set the price as $300.
Yeah.
Like it's the perfect scheme.
It only works if you have the only card.
It has to be an exclusive card.
What if every store has it?
It doesn't have to be. What about the extended art?
The Urza Saga, right?
Yeah, the Urza Saga. Like, we 100% know. So this is, for anyone who doesn't know, like the Wizards, who is the owner of Magic, they send us promos.
Correct.
And then we have to give those promos out. We get very specific rules on how we're supposed to give them out. Not every shop follows that. There's places all over the world, and there's especially in this country where those rules aren't followed. And it's disappointing from our end that those rules aren't followed up more closely by Wizards.
There isn't someone that isn't going to go out and check very strictly.
Check them, yeah. Because from the very get-go, when the Urza Saga came out, we knew it was going to be expensive, right? It's a one-of-one full art, looks
Like
amazing.
day one, that card was $300.
Yeah.
And if people were selling it for more now, I'm pretty sure.
People were selling them on eBay for $500 to $600 well before the event could even be run. So some people could be pre-selling theirs, assuming that they're definitely going to win. But the likelihood is that the shop is opening those, then selling them on eBay straight away. And it's like, that means that those stores are definitely not giving to their community the way they're supposed to be, which is kind of bullshit. Like, this should be given out to the community because that's it's free support for you to help your community. And it's also, it makes it like, as a shop, you're like, well, I need $600 to pay bills, so why wouldn't I do that? But I want to do the right thing, and we always will do here at the boards to make sure we like give out those promos the way they're supposed to. I just wish there was more like ramifications for the places that don't do the correct thing. But it's like, effectively, if they're setting them on eBay for $580, that's them setting the price. And because they're setting it quite early, it really does make a big difference to like, who like what that price is there. They've made it up essentially, and that's most of them will follow. It might dip down later if the demand is the population of those cards is higher than the demand. But because it's still only one per store, what is there, 200 for the whole country? That's not a lot compared to the amount of Magic players, you know what I mean? Especially something for like Urza Saga where it's being used in every format and every deck.
That's right.
So it's like there's still a lot of control there from people who are effectively just guessing. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of just slapping it on there. Because what's Urza Saga as a base card, like $80, $90?
Yeah,
50,
yeah, 50-ish.
Yeah.
So the multiplier on that one, but the rarity. I always wonder when it comes to cards worth millions of dollars, are people buying it because they think it's gonna go up in price, or they're just
Are they
rich people with
investing, or are
collectors?
they just the guys?
I think most of them like just buying it for not investing, just buying it.
So it wouldn't be different from, say, someone buying artwork.
Usually, like
Antiques.
they these kind of people who buy these kind of cards are people who have like, doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, we're talking.
it doesn't matter.
We're talking people with like an old, different echelon
It's like,
of money.
okay, wait, hold on. When you go buy like a pack of M&Ms, do you
Yes.
think about like the money? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
exactly.
that's how they think
different
about
echelon
it.
of pricing, where
Yeah.
like for them a collectible is spending $1 million.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the list of the top 10 things in the world that is increased in value? Like the safest bets essentially for investments. You ever seen it?
Not quite, no.
So the first one is property, easy.
Okay.
It's just it's basically number one is had something like a 13 point for the last 100 years. It's had a 13 point something percent increase in value if you own property.
Yep.
But number 3 or 4 is violins. It's collectible violins.
Yep.
In the top 5
Whoa.
is stamps. There's a few other things in there, but really what stuck out to me was the stamps and the violins. Art was in there as well, obviously. And these are all in the like 4 to 5%. It's low percentage, but you're talking about for an on average who's lost money and who's made money. But
Correct.
at the end of the day, this is your top. So in your top 10, most of them are as low under 5% gain over the entire thing, whereas property is just always above 10, right? But
So Williams 5% gain on Dustmorn. He should be proud.
yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
very true. But it's like it really stuck out to me that after all this time, like art, stamps, and violins are in the top 5 effectively.
I always just chalk it up to different echelon of people where for them collectibles is like the ultra elite, like the nice rare watches, the artworks, the stamps, and
But
I
I would agree on violin because the Stradivarius, which is the...
Do you agree on violins?
Sorry?
I'm not a violin guy, so I don't know.
I'm a violin guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to play. So, like
But
Stradivarius...
why violins?
I'm not even smart enough to know what a violin guy is.
But why violins and not say like a piano?
Okay, hold on. Let me explain to you. Stradivarius, like the most prestige, the most rare violin in the world, right? Stradivarius is
Is this a company or like a
no,
single one?
It's like usually when you have like anything that's like strings instrument, you have a maker. It's not company. So it's like a maker.
it's like
Stradivarius
one
is the
guy.
person
Got it,
who
got
made it. So he was a carpenter, right? Before he was making like cabinets and stuff, and then he made the violin, and his violin was the best that no one could replicate till today.
Interesting. Yeah.
They try to like they bought a Stradivarius and
Gotcha.
and cut it into half, copy it 1-to-1, and still couldn't imitate.
That's crazy as well because they're damaging one irreparably in the process trying to figure this
And
out.
then there's so little left in the world because he's already like dead long ago, right? And then
Are we talking like the 18th, 19th century?
correct, it's somewhere there, right? So his
oldies
violins are like
days.
super rare. Only like the best of the best violinists in the world will have it because they're like 3 to like 10, 20 million or whatever.
I wonder if something like the New York's like Opera House or something owns one, and then they just allow
No,
it to
usually
be
like
used,
players will have it.
like specifically.
Correct.
I guess it gets passed down from person to person.
So what happened is like no one could replicate it. They try to like 3D scan, LiDAR scan, whatever scan on it, and like try to replicate it 1-to-1. Same wood, same everything. Couldn't get it to work the same.
and it all just comes down to like the artistry expertise from this one guy.
I don't know how he did it, but what he did it, maybe blessed with some
There's
machine spirit or whatever.
True.
There's a funny story about like the 1-to-1s and like the unique cards or unique any collectible, right? Mischief, so MCHF or MCHSF, right?
Yeah.
The New York design company, right, known for doing shenanigans. A while back, they bought a $20,000 Andy Warhol sketch. So Andy Warhol did like a quick little doodle, and because it's Andy Warhol's name on it, it's worth $20,000. They bought it's a 1-to-1. They bought it, and then they made 200 exact replicas of it, and then destroyed all records of which one is the legitimate Andy Warhol. And then they sold it all online for like $200 or some shit like that, whatever.
Interesting.
And they sold it online for like a bunch of money. And then the idea was that
Somebody
you could
has it, but
buy
there's no way to know which
the
one it
Andy
is.
Warhol. You don't know at all if it's a replica or the legitimate.
In your mind, does that make it as cool though?
I think the idea of it is fun.
I think it's
but also
cool, right?
it's like
It's very mischievous.
Because you could have it
Yeah.
on your wall and be like, it could be. No, you can't. Like, if you have like friends around and you're showing it off, like nobody can prove that it's not the right one.
No, I think if you
It's
have
as
like
good as the right one
If you have
now.
an art expert, you could, but you need like an expert to prove it.
But I assume part of this thing is that they made it good enough that an expert.
yeah,
could,
it was
right?
good enough, and then they just destroyed all records. So of like which one the legitimate one is, because it's not labeled, not numbered, nothing.
Because I think with older art, when it like a maybe like like a painting or something, an expert could be able to tell because like the color's off or the paint's off or it's a different type of chemical or oil.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would say with more modern art, it becomes a lot harder because
Correct.
it's that technology is closer
Isn't
to
like
the times.
the Banksy one that it was like on an auction, and then when it
yeah,
finished his auction,
Banksy
it
had
just
a famous one.
it got shredded.
Correct.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Banksy has this thing where a lot of his like, artworks are supposed to be street artwork, or like I want to call it very avant-garde style artwork. That often gets just taken and auctioned off because it has his name on it. So he made a piece where the idea of it was the frame had a inbuilt shredder, and the immediate moment it got auctioned off, the shredder activated and started destroying the artwork.
Did they know that it was going to get damaged?
I got a feeling. You see, the conspiracy part of my brain was that this was all set up in a certain way to make the artwork worth more money, and obviously it was in rebellion to the idea of selling his artwork in an auction. But the problem was the shredder jammed halfway; it didn't fully shred, and then at the next auction, it was worth way more money.
Yeah.
It's a half shredded.
Yeah,
art.
that's pretty.
Because
That's pretty cool.
now the
though.
artwork had a story behind it.
I like the idea of it sitting at a deli mart. So when you walk through the door, you have to walk through it. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So talking about collectibles and like high ticket items, I don't know how true this is. So I know in the watch world, because you know how you have to declare how much money or cash you bring through the border, and there's certain limitations how much money you can bring. I believe you're allowed to wear like there's no like limit to the watch you wear or something like that. The valuation of the watch you wear through borders. So people will wear like expensive.
There absolutely
It's
is
like
a
money
limit.
laundering, bro.
Yeah, effectively, right? It's
Yeah.
a way to get money through borders is wearing expensive watches and or jewelry.
You do have to declare the jewelry, but it's significantly harder and less likely that the border patrol will check it.
Gotcha.
Significantly less. So if you go to any major airplane, airport in the world, they'll have a watch company in there. There are quite a few of them, really. And if when you go to the bigger ones, like out of Dubai and Sydney and stuff like that, they've got major watch companies with lots and lots in there. And it's very well known to be a way to to launder money effectively, because you can buy. You go into your watch shop here in Perth, you buy your watch, then you fly to Dubai. You can as long as you've got the receipt, and then what actually happens is you tell them where you're going, and the company will forward the email across to the place on the other side. And then when you get there, you can get a direct refund for that, but they will take their like reallocation price. So if it's a $3 million watch, they're going to take a $300,000 cut to restock the item, and then you basically walk out of there with $2.7 million. Technically, nothing illegal has occurred except for the fact that you didn't declare it on there. The chance of you getting caught is significantly low, because how is the airport security guy going to, like, when you go through customs, are they checking? Now, if you're already been flagged, you are very likely to get checked. But usually what happens is when they're money laundering like this, and it's unfortunate because it has been very specifically shown to be done with like human trafficking and drugs and stuff like that quite consistently. It's not sounding like it's not. Like the drug dealer is going to do it. They're going to send a third party guy who just looks like an office dude, and he just is flying business from one place to another. And why would he be getting checked?
Because I remember watching videos and like, man, why does Dubai have so many Jacob and Co's and Richard Milles? We're talking like hundreds of $1,000s watches. And then I checked and I did more research into it, and I was like, oh, it's because Dubai just has more lax laws around checking for these kind of things.
And that's the whole thing, was like when they talk about art, like, is art just a giant money laundering scheme? Because someone paints it, you could tomorrow paint a painting, William, and that painting could be valued at $8.5 million. You say it's worth $8.5 million. Someone can now come to your house, give you $8.5 million for that painting, and then they take that painting and they fly to like Russia. And then they're like, this is an $8.5 million painting. And then they pay you $8.5 million worth of that painting over there. And it's like, you've just transferred $8.5 million from Australia to Russia. You've exchanged the cash. And all this really happened is a piece of paper on some wood has been transferred.
That's where whenever I see those paintings that are just like blue being sold for $8 million, that's what I assume is going on.
Yeah.
Because whenever it's
so crap though. Like,
but that's
just easy ways to get around tax and stuff.
I think there's legitimate art, right? When like the Dubai prince buys the portrait of Jesus,
yeah, I mean, that one's like,
painting,
like it's really
revered,
like it's
painted by Leonardo da Vinci.
Like if you go to the Louvre, like if you see like the art there, like it's like, wow, like how long do you take to
For
make
me,
this?
that's like when someone goes out and buys a Black Lotus, right? There's a certain level of history. There's a reason why you're going out and buying that card. So but talking about collectibles, apparently something similar with the whole watch thing happens when it comes to Magic the Gathering singles or card game singles in general. Apparently people will just carry a whole briefcase full of reserve list cards, Black Lotuses, dual lands, whatever, go to the US, do a bunch of trading.
Funny because it's something that I've definitely talked about before, like it's fact. And I have tried to find evidence of when
I'm
it
still not sure, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know anything about this, William.
Which one?
When people take like super expensive cards and go international with them.
Yeah, plenty of times.
Same kind of deal?
From Australia. The dealers in
So same thing as like watches,
you go,
right?
if you go to like Japan,
so you don't have to declare.
You just bring like a box and then you just sell it to the store, because you only can sell it to the store, right? In Japan. So you just cash out.
That's
there.
law?
Yeah, that's law. You can't sell it to players. You can't sell things peer to peer.
Whoa.
It's illegal.
But how do they monitor that? Because
The players won't buy it from you. You don't have to try. Like,
I guess they're much more rule abiding than us.
yeah. So you just sell it to the store, you get money, and then you spend it in Japan.
So it's another way to just get money through the
Yeah,
border.
so you go for a holiday, you bring like a bunch of cards, and you just sell it there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of stories of like, high ticket traders in Australia that would take their big ticket items and go to the US and sell cards, buy cards, yada yada, and just keep moving back and forth.
Because you can't, like, there's no market here, right? So if somebody has a Black Lotus here, it's not easy to move a Black Lotus here,
That's
but
right.
it's easier to move it in the US.
Yeah.
But here probably could sell more duels, right? So you probably trade
What's
Black
the
Lotus
maximum
for like
amount of money you take through a border again? What's the declaration?
20.
20 grand?
I think 20 grand, yeah.
Yeah.
It
so
used to be 10, but it might be 20 now.
Yeah.
I think
Instead of-
10 or
instead of
20.
bringing
It should be 10 or
cash-
20, yeah.
just bring a Black Lotus on you.
Well, that's what I mean. It's all about like how can you functionally move dollars for the least amount of effort. Like, you said if it's in a Black Lotus, you're now looking at 20 grand in one single card. So let's say you have the same size of like Black Lotuses as a stack of cash. You've just transferred 10 times your money for less of the space.
You just had like back at 10s Charizards.
I definitely know some people who have moved cash into collectibles to make it look like they've got less money in, say, a divorce or something.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because
Heard about this.
like they're like, oh yeah, I blew all my. It's like kind of like blowing all your money on gambling, right? Like, oh, I wasted all my money on Uber Eats, and it's like but this is just like, oh, I wasted all my money on cards, you know. So when it comes down to a divorce, it's like, you ever seen that old photo of like the Beanie Babies where they're in court and they're dividing the Beanie Babies up in the divorce court,
Yep.
and it's like it's that same kind of thing, except for your missus probably isn't going for your cards, you know what I mean? Like they're like some are more savvy and they'll like know that you're spending a lot of money on it and you're like, you know, you're doing this, and some people just be like, oh, it's a stupid fucking board game. Like, what do I care?
You know, they've seen in Wolf of Wall Street where they're trying to smuggle cash through the border and just taping it onto their body, wearing big loose dresses.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead, underneath all those clothing is just slabs of Pokemon cards.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Well, what's her name? The blonde girl?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. It's just Margot Robbie with blister packs on it.
It's crazy though. Yeah, collectibles has been like coming up a lot.
Well, for me, the craziest thing with Magic is to be a bona fide, certified antique, you just have to be over 30 years. So you and me, William, we're technically antiques. But it means alpha, beta, and...
But condition matters.
True. Well, it still is an antique. It's just how much money you're going to get for it, right? But that means alpha, beta,
William's
and revised for... wait, is it ABU? For Magic?
Unlimited.
Unlimited. So alpha, beta, unlimited are all now antique cards. So that it creates their value to be significantly more on just a state basis. But that means that like as time goes by, like a law one card is going to be an antique. Like my kids will be like, well, not my kids maybe, like someone's kids who are smarter and want to play games.
But
are
it's
gonna be
tricky
looking at
because
those.
they're not reserve list.
Yeah.
Does it make them less of an antique though?
Yes, but the perceived value is
Correct.
You know,
It's 'cause it's got
the buyer
reprinted,
value.
right?
It's kind of like when you can go like you can buy like Roman coins from Johnny and they'll be like, you know, maybe like a couple $1,000s, but you can also buy like, you know, Serbian coins that no one cares about for $5, even though they're just as old as each other. You know what I mean? It's like it's just the perceived value of like who actually wants them and how much they want them.
And just like a 2024 One Piece card for 3.5.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I guess for every $3.5 million of the card, there's a million cards worth less than 30 cents.
Definitely.
These numbers stop meaning anything.
We're
up to a certain
having
point,
like an internal discussion of whether we murdered Chaff City here in the club. What do you reckon?
What do you
Will?
mean mode?
Like it's like we have Chaff City. So if anybody
Correct.
like on the podcast, we have like all of our commons and uncommons stacked up in boxes, and it kind of
Correct.
like takes up a lot of space.
Correct.
And it's a cool thing for people to come down and hang out and like go through. But space wise and monetary wise,
It's
huge
becoming
waste of our time.
very inefficient.
Yeah.
Right. So
Why is it wasting your time? Explain to me. Explain to me.
it's
We
more
have
about the
very limited-
sorting and the storing.
Why are you storing it?
And not necessarily sorting it, but like even the effort of just like collecting the cards and
Are
putting
you
them.
selling them?
Yeah. We're talking like 30 cents a card, right?
What do you sell 30 cents?
Fair.
But who's like there's a limited place like, okay, we sell them for 50 cents or $1. Like
Yeah.
people aren't going to spend the dollar on them. And it's like, I don't think that makes enough money for us ever to be worth spending.
No,
spending
because
the
how
time
do you price them up? You count by cards or you go search the card?
If it's a few, I'll price them up.
Okay,
If it's a
that's your
stack-
problem.
If it's a stack,
Wait, hold on. That's your problem. You shouldn't have priced it up. You just take count and you just charge.
But that's what I said. Anything more than like 10, I'm just fucking counting.
No. Like any number, like you just pick.
Yeah, but it's sitting there on the shelf though, right?
That if it's sitting on the shelf and you're making like passive, it's fine because you are counting the cards now. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
Someone comes here, you just put that, you pick this box you pick is 50 cents, you pick this box is $1. That's
Yeah.
it, done.
yeah.
So when you
I hear what
buy
you're saying.
a common for $1, it's William's fault.
Yeah.
It's not- I mean, if you're lucky, you find some good shit there, like it's
Yeah.
done. Like if you're unlucky, then that's it.
I think the biggest thing for us in like a smaller store is shelf space.
Okay, so
And-
what do you want to replace it for? Like that's another question.
yeah,
Like
well,
honestly, pop vinyls.
yeah.
Okay, that's worse. I
It's not
wouldn't-
worse. The value is better for us.
No, I feel like it's worse.
It's-
it depends how much you sell through.
On the other side here,
How much you sell through.
it's still more value than the car.
Okay,
We're
No, no, no,
always
no.
accumulating more cards.
No,
We're always needing
hold
more
on.
storage
like,
space.
Like you can't say things like, oh, we couldn't do better. You give the exact number. Like if you say like, oh, I sell through 1 pop a week or what, or 2 pops a week. Are you doing that or no?
Nah, probably between like
I see.
5 and 8.
Okay, 5 and 8 a week.
Yeah,
You sell 5 and 8 a week, guaranteed.
roughly.
the weekends. Yeah.
So guarantee you're selling 5 and 8.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
5 and 8. Then go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just the pop finals. I mean, but the thing is like
No. I'm asking you. Don't add. Don't
What do you want
add.
specifics?
it's more
No,
about
no.
creating shelf space.
Okay, no. You cannot. No.
Yeah, but it's not like
no. You are getting. You're just adding things to make you feel better.
No, I'm not. We're a hobby store.
Correct. I'm just
in that
asking you
corner-
a very specific question for a specific.
Yeah, but I don't
spot.
have a specific answer.
Because
Because
now
now
you're telling me you're gonna stock it up with pops.
But wait, it's an example.
Yeah, so if that's why I'm asking that example.
Yeah.
Like, are you selling true? If you are selling true eight pops, yes. But if you say, I'm gonna try something like that, then it's a stupid idea.
So trying something is a stupid idea.
Definitely. I'd rather have a security, like I know it's gonna sell true, and rather try something, and because you're gonna invest more money in it.
But if that entire shelf
And that's free though.
If that entire shelf is securing us $40 a week, it definitely is worth trying something different.
Yeah, I mean, if because your new project is gonna cost you more money.
Yeah.
Am I right? Why don't you use that money for something else, right?
Like what?
Magic the Gathering Foundations.
Yes.
I'm already doing that. We're doing that already.
And there's a lot of things you could do with it. Like, I'd rather put my money else somewhere.
Yeah, I get where William's coming from, right?
Yeah,
It's like it's currently like working, and we gotta.
I'm
It's one of
going to
those.
put it in like new risk, and I'm going to market it, and then I hope to sell. It's a stupid thing.
It's one of those. The best thing we can do is try and see if we can rework it into a more functional system. But for now, it's kind of just sitting there until we figure it out.
To me,
So-
Eternal Magic, my commons and uncommons make me money.
Yeah, but you've got them sorted and efficient, I guess.
No, I don't
Do you
sort
hold
it.
on to everything?
I hold on to a lot of things, but I don't sort them. I sort it in colors. That's it.
The other thing about Chaff City is like after a set leaves, people will go through it, and eventually the customers will vet through the stuff, and it does get watered down to stuff that nobody wants.
Then you
as
can
well.
just start throwing away.
Well, that's exactly
Yeah.
what.
So
we're
you have a
discussing.
limited spot, right?
Yeah.
But you always cycle through. Like, okay, if it's not selling well, just take 2 stacks out, throw away.
The,
Done.
the rework system is because realistically, any of the older sets
Okay.
for Chaff City has been completely
Chaff City
scoured
is very
for-
simple, right? So you set amount of boxes there. If it's
Yeah,
overfilling, throw the
maybe
ones behind.
maybe a new set bumps off the end.
Correct.
set.
Well, that's why I want to limit it to standard only sets going forward. 'Cause
How do you know? Then you're wasting time sorting things.
Not
again,
necessarily,
right?
because I'll just be set rotates and whatever's left.
How do you know which one to take out?
It's a standard rotation.
I know.
we
but
are sorting them into sets.
Why are you setting in sets?
Well, how else we just put them in there?
Just throw in there.
That's crazy.
You just have a big old
Now,
box.
because now
that's why
you've made it-
why you're saying it's not worth it.
Now you've made it so difficult for the customers to go through it. They're never going to go through it.
Then don't. It's that's why it's at a price.
To be fair, the way that Cannington
You're trying to justify something that you're doing, and then you can't justify the price, and you're just saying it's not worth it. So it's like I'm trying to fill a stock, I fill a shelf, and then no one's buying it, and it's like, oh, this is not working.
It's not that no one's buying it, so that I think I can use the space.
No,
better.
because the price is not worth your time to do it.
Yeah,
You just
Exactly,
don't do
that's
it.
correct.
Just put it there.
But
Look,
if I can't do something to a quality of what I think it should
okay,
be,
then
I'd rather
that's your
not do
problem.
it. What do you mean?
I'll explain to
If
you
I
later.
can't do a delivery,
No.
a certain delivery on my truck to the highest quality
Okay.
that I think it should be at, then I won't do it because it's like I don't want to put. I don't want to.
Then you're
I'm
complaining
setting my bar
about
too
your price.
low.
Yeah, so that's why you're just trying to put things up to a standard that you can't meet.
Yeah.
Always, you're never gonna meet it ever.
Well, I meet it in other places in the shop though.
No, I mean others, but not that. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
it's failing because you're trying to because the sell through the price point is too low for you to do any work on it. So you're trying to put work in.
You gotta find that middle. You gotta find the point.
That's my thing, right?
Yeah, it is
My
worth
argument is, why are you spending time on it? You just don't spend time on it. You just put it there. You want it. That's the price. That's it. Done.
So your
To be fair though, for the last I would say 3 months, that's basically how it's been done.
Yeah. It's supposed to be that way because you're pricing it that low. So if you find a goal there, if you find gold, all the best.
You know what we should do? We should put a special button on the serve screen just for stuff, and we'll just see.
We just set the common price at say 40 cents each.
and we'll just and at the end of the month we can look on the machine to see how much of that we sold.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That'd be actually interesting.
Just set
tester.
it. Your job is not to sort it. If you are sorting it, means you have too much time on your hands.
Do you know what do you feel what I'm saying when I'm talking about like I want to, if I'm going to provide something to the customer,
I know.
want to be at a quality that is,
But it's not worth the price point. Like if you,
which is why we're discussing whether
that's
we
why
should do it. Or not.
I know. That's why I say don't do it because then if you want to do it, then it's like a chicken and egg thing.
So you're saying like other shops just put it into one big pile and just go at it.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
I got a strong feeling.
I would never want to touch that though. That sounds insane.
That's you.
But I'm not like
No, that's you.
To be fair,
Wait,
the person
wait.
that's going through looking for commons
That's
is
you.
probably just digging through commons.
That's you. Don't put it in the customer's shoes.
Yeah, but am I not an average consumer?
No, you are not. I'm serious. Like,
True.
you are not. You cannot put yourself like as a customer because your experience, your UI is different from my UI.
Yeah.
It's very different. But you're pricing it so low, you can't though. So yeah,
What's the minimum price for a common?
I'll do if I'm you, I'm doing like 50, 70. 50, no, depends on the box, right? So everything like from this box is like 50 cents.
Okay.
Like if it's rare, $1, that's it, done.
So the minimum price you have for something on your website is 50 cents.
I for my side,
Yeah.
I do 60.
60 cents.
Yeah, 60 cents. Because I have to search it for you.
Yes. Yeah.
I charge it. That's how.
Oh,
I search
true.
It, yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I that's how I provide the thing. I price a point. I wouldn't list everything.
Yeah.
I just list like cards that's like how would I put it? Like I'll go to CK and just see which is most popular, and I'll pick those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's easy. Like Arcane Signet.
And the rest ends up in the recycling bin or something?
Just recycle.
I think the breaking point, like the meet you halfway William thing is, the theory that I want going forward is that I want to keep it as only the standard sets.
No, that's the thing. You're gonna like. Then you're going to be sorting it.
But at least just sorting by set is
No. You're wasting time. You got your time is worth like, okay, let me just ask you a very good question. Okay, let's hypothetically say Kang is paid $25 an hour, right?
So if it takes me an hour to sort cards.
And you think you're going to make back the $25? I don't think so.
Correct.
No, you're not going to make back. Trust me. Trust me, you're not making that back.
By the time I paid wages and
you're
super,
not making back.
You're not making it back.
Not making back. I guarantee you, in my experience, you're not making that back.
To be fair though, that's this entire business.
No, I mean, if you want to bleed,
We'll sell a single flesh and blood box, and it doesn't even pay me.
Yeah, never gonna make back.
It is funny, like it's a very candid conversation about this, but it's like I think about it all the time because I'm like my truck value is like 150 to like $250 an hour, right? And it's like depending on what I'm doing, and it's like I concept that to like the other things that I do, and I'm like, well, I should just be doing this all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, right?
I'm gonna go do this delivery at midnight to the city for $700. It's annoying, but the reality is it took me 2 hours max to do that. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah.
So there's always like, what is your break even point?
Well, that's a strong, like, if you ever wonder why big franchise stores or big businesses don't sort their commons and uncommons, that's why, right?
Yeah.
Like it's why, like, if you look at places like Good Games, and if you ever try and go to Good Games and buy a random common, you just almost can never find it.
Is there value in the fact that people will come here because of the Chaff City though? It's
Yes.
almost like a marketing tool.
Yes. Yes. That I agree. But if you're gonna spend time, I believe your time is better spent.
I think that's hard as well. Like while Kang's busy and has exams, and I'm like,
I mean, not talking
time
about
is poor as well.
I'm not talking about like exams or whatever. I'm talking about
In general.
What I
in
mean is we
general,
both have better things to do.
Yeah, you have better things to
time
do.
to spend that way.
Correct.
Right. And I think if we had a casual who would just did casual stuff and had some like dead hours during the day.
I think you have better stuff to do than sorting cards.
Well, it's hard because during the shop times, there's only so much a casual can do. Like Kang can make events, and
I can find a lot of things for you to do.
you're not wrong. But
Yeah, a lot of
depending
things.
on the training is like what you can do. But I think at all times, Kang and I both have better things to do at that time than sort Chaff.
Definitely. Chef is like the worst of the worst. You don't touch it. It's not worth your time.
Yeah.
Unless
And the thing is that we're talking about the magic stuff, but like the One Piece and the Flesh and Blood Chaff is even worse. Like that stuff is like,
you can trust throwing away. I throw away a lot of my One Piece stuff.
yeah.
Anything
bad.
that is a common or uncommon in One Piece has basically zero value.
It's
Basically zero.
It's crazy to me because like it's just
The cardboard that it's printed on is worth more than the card itself.
it's just horrifically wasteful. It's something that I really fail to
Use it for sorting. No, I mean like dividers.
Dividers.
I use One Piece cards for dividers because they're so good quality. building.
Yeah, quite thick. But
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like it's just a horrifically wasteful.
Or what you can do is you open a card throwing lesson right outside the shop, and then you can like flick the cards.
I'll put balloons
I
on the
just
wall.
have to put
and
a
they can
big old
flick 'em at
box
it.
outside that says free.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Yeah, and then kids come over.
put it
and
out there for $5 and someone will fucking steal it in about 5 minutes.
True. Free, no one wants it. Put it for $5, someone steals it.
steals it like, yeah, take it away, the rubbish.
All right, to truncate and finish up our episode for this.
Oh, wait, hold on. We're gonna say something first.
Okay.
Is well, our sponsors is still the same?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, if somebody else wants to sponsor us and steal it from Imperial
What?
Imperial
Rewind.
numismatic.
Numismatic. Imperial
Numismatic.
Numismatics. There we go.
He's a trader for gold coins, and all sorts of coins.
Yeah.
Johnny Coins, does coins.
Those coins.
Ancient coins to modern coins.
Do you know where I'm
No,
actually
no,
delivering in the
just
city?
ancient
Is a place. I won't dox him. Where he works. I'm actually delivering to his building.
Oh, put some magic
So
cards there.
watch out, John. You find something under your desk tomorrow, you'll find out.
Put some put a pack of
It's
booster
actually
pack.
pretty cool. Like I'm delivering on Hay Street Mall, which is like dead smack in the middle of the city for us. I have to go at certain times, then I do a little buzzer, and then it drops the bollards that stops you from driving in there down to the ground. They're registered by what do you call it?
License registration.
Registration number. So I can drive in there anywhere between 9 p.m. and 4 o'clock in the morning. So if I want to get really inconvenient McDonald's, I can park directly in the middle of Hay Street Mall and then walk to the Macca's. That's perfect. And I get to crane off my goods into the middle of Hay Street Mall.
Can you just park there? Like, are you legally allowed to park like, and you put cones out and just like,
Yeah, basically, 100%.
because you're wearing a high vis, you can do whatever you want, right?
Basically, yeah. Because I'm registered to go there anytime, they actually won't question what I'm doing there. They'll assume that I'm doing work. So it is hard. I've been doing Saturday mornings to a different part of the city, and then Sunday nights. And the Sunday night is rough because there's a lot of crackheads around.
Oh no.
Good news, you're in a truck.
Yeah.
So they got to get out of the way for
Yeah,
you.
it's a lot of people who are on the end of their benders, a few booze in them, and they're like, there's cones and flashing lights and cranes and people and traffic management, and still people just wandering right through the middle of like a construction area. And you're like,
my goodness.
fucking hell, guys.
You know, you ever been in the city when all the cleaning people are coming out?
Yeah.
And then everyone's just passed down the street?
Yeah.
And then the cleaning folks are just kind of like, oh, well, I'll clean around you.
Clean around, yeah. Those big trucks with the whiskers on the bottom of them, the
yes.
clean up thing. Then you see them like going around, and you can see in the dust how they've avoided a person.
Crazy.
So to finish the episode as well, I guess quick news as well. A Magic the Gathering Foundation's coming out. We have pre-release
Yes,
this
sir.
weekend.
We're gonna
going
have
in.
a Commander event coming out. Just watch.
We're gonna have a big
Can.
end of the year Commander event. We did one last year. It was a lot of fun. This is going to be a big giveaway style themed Commander event that Eternal Magic always does. Look out for that one as well. We're going to be pushing Standard going forward as well. Magic Foundation seems to be quite good. A lot of people are very excited for it. So we're going to see how we go for that side. All the good stuff really at Northern Boards happening all the time as well.
We've put a bunch of stuff up on the
burgers.
website for tickets. Like we talked about like briefly before, but every single Saturday and Sunday for November has an event. Every single one.
We're quite booked out for November.
Yeah. So if you're keen to check out something new or you're looking for something to do, like November, we've got it sorted. So pretty excited.
Nice.
And there's, like I said, the Eternal Magic Commander event will be coming up. Is it November or December?
December.
In December.
I will not. We'll let you know the dates soon, but watch this space.
Yeah.
Good goodies. Good stuff.
William's actually been talking about getting a giant pool noodle when he's going to hit people where he's in the store.
What?
So I'm excited for that, William.
All right.
Little.
Thank you very much for that, William. And we're signing out here.
All right.
Good night,
Ciao,
everyone.
meow.
Night, guys.